so excited to bring together our customer panel for today, our customer panel. Today's focus of this panel is going to be around what changes when AI actually works for CX teams. I know we're all really excited to hear different perspectives and learn alongside our peers. So really excited to bring together some customers and also one of our BPO partners today. So I'm Lauren Gold, our Chief Customer Officer here at Kustomer, and I'd love to hand the panel over to Jimena to introduce yourself, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Jimena. I'm from Mexico and I am a customer service manager at Aplazo, which is a Mexican fintech that's currently working to transform access to credit in Mexico in a transparent, easy, and flexible way by enabling people to connect with our different merchants in a responsible and very easy way through technology.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And certainly a pioneer when it comes to AI. So I was very excited to hear your perspective today. Chad, let's hear from you with your beautiful backgrounds. We could guess where you're located.
Yeah, I am Chad. I'm the senior manager of customer service here at Viore, and we are located in beautiful Carlsbad, California. And we sell kind of a new perspective on performance apparel. So we are really excited to dive into some of the innovations that we've been rolling out to help our customers invest in happiness.
I love that. I definitely feel happy whenever I put on Viore clothes. So I think mission accomplished. And Tonya, please share with us a bit about yourself too.
Okay. My name is Tonya Coker. I'm the Chief Operations Officer for OutPLEX. OutPLEX is a BPO that's based out of the US, but we also have a footprint in the Dominican Republic as well as Colombia. I am actually based out of the Dominican Republic. And my role here is really just partnering with customer and how that looks like for a BPO.
Amazing. So yeah, folks, we've got great different perspectives here from all across the world, really. So this is going to be a great discussion. So to ground us kind of first, again, the topic really that we're focused on today is what changes when AI actually works for CX teams. Where I want to go first with this, and Jimena, I'm going to ask you to kick us off. Before AI, where was time and energy breaking down in your organization?
Okay, that's a very good question. I think in Aplazo's customer support, before AI, a significant portion of our time, was spent navigating steep learning curves for agents, and then them handling a lot of repetitive tasks, making it a little bit more complex to maintain service consistency as we kept growing. And now with AI, I think we've reduced these onboarding times, we've standardized responses, and we also established a single clear voice for our customer service teams throughout the company. And I think this has enabled us to scale responsibly while preserving the very important human judgment and personalization and inclusion we have currently at Aplazo.
Yeah, I think that kind of notion of the spending their time and energy on some of those repetitive tasks, it's like in one view, it's, okay, but that's their role. But also I think we can all relate, those are some of those kind of time-sucking motions that also can take the wind out of your team's sails. It doesn't make them feel empowered or like they're having a great impact. It directly correlates to burnout. So those are all really, really important things to solve for as CX leaders too. So let's talk about this. When we hear AI, people tend to think disruption. I'm curious what AI adoption actually looks like for you all in practice. I think folks maybe outside the industry, they hear AI and it's like, oh, you snap your fingers and tomorrow the world is different. There's quite a bit of change management that goes into it. And while it's exciting to be, part of a disruptive time, in practice, we have our teams and ultimately our customers that need to kind of feel a positive transformation through that. So Chad, curious kind of your thoughts on what AI adoption actually look like for you.
Yeah, I think it can be almost like a trigger word for some people. And I know after some conferences, I just don't even want to hear those letters next to each other. But we we have a young team at Viore, and I think it's a lot of the approaches that we've taken have been, instead of looking at the customer experience, first looking at the agent's experience and how the agent is going to work with the AI and kind of giving the agent superpowers. And so we've been really focused on how can AI help our agents jobs get easier. And I think because of that, the team has really embraced it. In addition to just having people on the team who are excited to try new things and find it really fun and interesting. But of course, there are people who were skeptical at the beginning too, and it's easy to win them over with some of the stuff that Jimena was saying, where it's like the repetitive, low-hanging fruit that's getting taken care of is not something you really have to think about too much anymore. Instead, focusing on the really high value interactions is what you get to spend your day doing. And yeah, that's been focusing on the agent's experience with the AI has, I think, improved the experience our customers have with it. Because if we just attacked how much can we AI the human out of the equation, I don't think our customers would have as great an experience.
Yeah, it's a great point. And then you touched on this a bit, like some of the teams are super excited, innovators in their own right, and then others are, I wouldn't even say laggards, scared of it, unsure what the impact is. How have you seen that kind of play out just in the day-to-day, like kind of peer level with the team? Like, are rising tides lifting all boats? They're seeing other team members be, maybe more successful, more impactful, and they're getting on board, or is there still kind of that bifurcation?
I think it goes back to like one of the reasons why we chose customer in the first place, and it's because my North Star as a leader is making the job of my agents as easy and fun as possible. And they usually are using great software outside of work. And I think the standard has been you come to work and you use outdated, clunky software. And now that a lot of our agents are using AI outside of work, they're using it to help them plan vacations. And I hear some really fun things they're working with. Bringing it into work is like kind of unlocking a tool that they maybe weren't allowed to use before. And now that I think there is a good chunk of them who have not used AI outside of work and are starting to use it outside of work based on their experience using it uh, on a daily basis here.
Yeah, that's cool. Right. It doesn't go away when you clock out. It's everywhere you
Mhm.
look. So, Tonya, any thoughts that you'd like to add that you've seen here?
Absolutely. So for us, obviously, it's a bit different being a BPO. The original thought process is, okay, what's going to happen to jobs? And so that was really very nervous for people early on. So we were early adapters in 2017, partnered with a large technology firm and built end-to-end a RevGen AI tool. What was really interesting as a result of that is by taking out the low hanging fruit, the menial task, if you will, it gave the agents a sense of empowerment because now they're handling the more complex, the more white glove, and they're looking at the AI, they're seeing what it's saying. And so it's making them just a smarter person overall and have more career goals of what else can I do. And we spin that into even creating other opportunities to do like AI QA type roles and bot tuning, because the reality is AI in and of itself is not the solution. There is a tango between the AI and the human. And so teaching them that this is an opportunity for their professional growth has been incredible.
Yeah, that's great. Appreciate that perspective too. So, okay, we have about 5 minutes left. Let's talk about what changed at the leadership level. We talked a bit about like our teams. Um, what changed at the leadership level, and how are we thinking about scaling CX from that perspective? Him, I'll hand it over to you, please.
Yes, thank you. At a leadership level, I think the biggest shift was treating customer experience not as a support friction, but more like as a core business strategy. CX became a shared responsibility across the organization, uh, and now it's directly tied to growth, trust, and what we want to achieve, like long-term sustainability. So I think as we think about scaling CX, AI plays a key enabling role. It allows us to move from reactive support to a more predictive model, anticipating users' needs, identifying friction points earlier, and then being able to share them with other teams across the organization, and then being able to respond with more consistency. I think this is especially important in fintech, where inclusion and access needs to scale without sacrificing what's very important for us, which is quality or care of our customers.
Yeah. That's a really, something that's really standing out as a passionate CX leader is that that's a held responsibility, like cross company. And I think the companies that really understand that are the ones that go from good to great when it's kind of a team sport. So I love that you called that out. Tonya, any thoughts that you would add there?
For me, it's really about, Chad mentioned how it's being utilized outside of work as well. So they're bringing those things that they're using outside of work and they're coupling it with what we have internally. AI is giving us data that we never had access to at our fingertips in such an easy way. That we're able to not focus so much on data mining and understanding the customer experience and where do we need to change policy and process, but we're able to really dive in and come up with a strategic planning to make sure that we move the needle faster than we have been ever before. So that has been really exciting, both internally, but then also, again, it just leads to people's development and just overall excitement and engagement, which anytime you have people that are excited and engaged, it's obviously going to make your job easier and make everything work faster.
Yes, it's okay to have a little bit of fun at work. Enjoy what you're doing. Like as Chad said, like the bringing happiness. Chad, anything you would also add to what Himena and Tanya shared there?
Yeah, I think there the two things that I'll say is, one is, since the knowledge base is so important to how well your AI works, similar to what Jimena was saying, like working with other parts of the business and getting the best information has been a huge unlock for growing containment rates for our AI. But the other thing at a leadership level is just metrics. What metrics are important is changing, because if average handle time and first response time for a AI agent, for example, first response time is seconds, like under 2 or 3 seconds, it's getting back to the customer. And how am I supposed to take that and measure that against a human? And so that, as well as having average handle time for my human agents, is going up, and explaining that to the rest of the business,
Mm.
that it's going up because they're not dealing with the small tasks that used to actually bring their average handle time down. And so, like, making sure that the business understands that the investment in the AI is not about bringing those times down, and making sure the business understands how AI is affecting the different metrics that we report every month.
That is such a good call out, and like kind of redefining, do you segment those data points? Are they still equally important? How do you look at them? That's a great point, because like we said, everyone, I think, hears AI, they think disruption, they think of immediate results, and so everyone's looking for those metrics to immediately change for the better, but without that education layer, it can be like kind of quite confusing. Really great perspective. So, gosh, this was fast and furious. I think just to kind of ground us and wrap up, if you had to summarize in one sentence, what actually changes when AI works, or maybe even what surprised you the most about kind of bringing this to your companies, what would it be? Tonya, I'll hand it to you.
So for me, I think that the answer to that is really, again, just cutting down on the training time, being able to focus on higher level agents. Chad, that was an absolutely perfect point. AHT is something that people tend to look at, but we look at level of effort and CSAT and want to compare those as more of an apples to apples metric. But for me, just being a BPO, it's really just having that next level agent and being able to provide support that's going to take them well beyond the career that they're in right now. And it's just a very exciting time, and it's moving fast.
It is. Yeah, I love that. Jimena, what would you say? What actually changes when AI works, or maybe what surprised you the most?
Yes. So for me, AI works when it gives our teams better insight to make smarter decisions, so humans can focus on trust, inclusion, and what truly matters.
That's well said. What really matters.
It is.
Yes, I know, Chad. Anything that felt like a mic drop moment, but Chad, anything
I
you
know.
would
I
add
don't
to
even
that?
want to go. I just want to end with what Jimena said.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, Chad, Jimena, Tonya, thank you so much for joining our panel. We're so grateful for the partnerships we have with all of you. Like, kind of collectively, this is a chance for CX to raise the bar and reset our level of standards. And you are all certainly pioneers in that space. So grateful to know you all personally and have a chance to learn alongside you every day. But thanks so much for being part of this special day for customer. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Lauren.
Yes, my pleasure.